We are going to start with the latest on the salvaging operation for the Sewol-ho ferry, which sunk in waters off Korea's southwestern coast some 3 years ago, killing more than 300 people. We are going to go live to our Oh Jung-hee, who's joining us from the nearest point of land to the salvage site. Jung-hee, give us the latest developments.
Mark, the last few days has been a race against the clock for many of us who've been keeping our eyes on the salvaging process of the Sewol-ho ferry. And fortunately, everything seems to be going as planned. It's been nearly 70 hours after the actual recovery operation of the Sewol-ho ferry started on Wednesday night. And at around 4 a.m. this morning, we're hearing that the Sewol-ho ferry is stably and safely placed on the semi-submersible ship. This means that the two most complex and difficult stages of this whole operation, that's pulling up the ferry and transferring it to a semi-submersible, are complete. Engineers have removed the wires that have been connecting the ferry to the two barges and are now separating them completely. Then they'll work to bring up the semi-submersible and the Sewol-ho ferry above the surface to drain out water and leftover oil. So we could even see the whole ferry out of the water today. If everything goes smoothly, the ferry will be moved to Mokpo New Port, that's roughly 90 kilometers away from the accident site, as early as the end of this month.
Well, it is very good to know that the hardest parts of the salvage have been done and the operation is on track. Now, you've been at the closest point of land to the sinking for a number of days now. How's the atmosphere there?
Mark, this is the first weekend since the salvaging operation for the Sewol-ho ferry has started, and I'd say that many more citizens have come here today compared to the past 2 days. Hundreds of people, especially a lot of families, took their time to visit this harbor area to remember the disaster and to commemorate the victims.
As a mother, it really hurts to think of such a disaster. I just hope everything goes well and the families of the missing passengers find their loved ones.
I've wanted to come here since the disaster 3 years ago, and I finally got to come. I'm very sorry I couldn't share the pain with the families. People say that recovering the ferry is not an end, but a start. I just hope all goes well.
This is the first try in 3 years the Korean government has even attempted to salvage the Sewol-ho ferry, and it's going fairly smoothly. More and more citizens are paying visits to this place, this area, where the victims' families cried out in despair 3 years ago to remember the pain of that terrible day in April 2014. Mark?
Well, thank you very much, Jung-hee, for that. It's quite incredible, really, how quickly the ferry has been raised after being left submerged for so long. We do look forward to your report at 10 p.m.